I am strident, and I hope that beginning part actually showed up. I'm just doing another kind of a, I don't know what these are called, audio logs. Um, a thoughts audio log, somewhat. So I'm getting ready to go back to my go back to work. I recently picked up the Full Metal Panic, the Reveltech Full Metal Panic Leviatine. The one with the booster and everything. I found it for a really good price. And once again, like I usually do, I'm trying to look around and find reviews of this thing, so I can find out what it does and if it's a waste of money, if it looks as good as it if it is as good as it looks, et cetera, et cetera. And I can't find shit. I mean, I have pictures, lots of pictures, but I can't find any good reviews. And it's kind of frustrating because, I'm thinking to myself, why is it that if with the amount of people that love anime, why is it always so hard to find cool, well done reviews of, really cool figures, like really cool figures. You know what I'm saying? Like most of the time, shitty figures that everyone buys get all the attention. But then really fucking good, really cool looking figures, really well done, sturdy figures, they don't get any attention. Um, I'm working on my Garo, my 10th anniversary Makai Kato Garo review. And I mentioned that there was a really bad review for that Garo figure that I first saw when I was looking up, reviews of the figure. I just don't get it. I mean, is it really that is the collecting world that backwards that when a figure deserves attention, it shouldn't get it and it doesn't get it, but when a figure is just of a popular character, that's how they get all the attention? It's wrong. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, it may sound like I'm picking at stuff, but it's not cool at all. So, like, once again, I'm gonna have to be the one to do a review about this, this figure, which I'll love to do because I want to do one. Um, I haven't. It's been a while since I reviewed a giant robot, and since these days the robots seem to come in such small sizes, I'm gonna do it this way, of a Reveltech. And I only have one other Reveltech, so it'll be kind of nice to jump in and do a wow, jump in and do a a giant robot video in this scale. I apologize, my brain is kind of all over the place. And I just saw the SH Figuarts uh, Ultra Act Ultraman Suit version 7.2, which I'm kind of like, what? It kind of looks like Ultra 7. So, but it's in that cool mechanical, kind of style. So yeah, this is something it is Ultra 7. It's a robotic version of Ultra 7 with a katana. So I'm gonna have to get that and the other one. I still haven't managed to pick up the other Ultraman, which makes me feel kind of stupid. But anyway, but the point I was trying to make though was that what is the deal with bad reviews? Uh, I'm sorry, bad figures getting all the attention. Like, what is that? And some people will say it's my opinion, but I'm talking about quality wise. It's a fact that 95% of the vehicles, the figures and shit that people like go ape shit for on the internet, they're mostly shit. You know what I mean? And I'm not. This isn't my just my opinion. This is like factual information in comparison to a lot of the stuff that like stuff I collect. A lot of the stuff that I point out on my channel. It's shit. I mean, you can only collect so many Marvel Legends and still tell everybody that they're great figures all the time. So most of the time they're not. I mean, we have to be real about this stuff. I will admit though, I did pick up a Marvel Legend for the first time in a while. My wife picked up the Wasp for me a couple weeks ago, but oh man, I picked up Taskmaster from this recent wave. I I've been a fan of Taskmaster for a long time, but mostly since the Udon series. And it was weird because, like, you know, he was alongside Deadpool, so it's kind of like once again showing how Deadpool is not really, you know, that interesting or that awesome, but all of a sudden all these people are saying he's like the greatest thing ever. Anyway, in that book, Deadpool was the comedy and Taskmaster was the straight man. And you know, good. The best comedy has to work in that kind of way, you know. And I like that. I always dug Taskmaster. I always thought his design was cool, especially in that series. Anyway, so that figure has that kind of version, the mask of that version of Taskmaster that was shown in that comic. So I had to pick it up. Um, and it's not a bad figure. It's not a terrible figure. It's not a great figure, but it's a fun figure. And you know, they resculpted a lot of things, and I kind of feel like the parts they resculpted, whoever sculpted those parts, they knew what they were doing and they did that shit right. Um, but back to the original point, you know, you're going to see a shitload of reviews on that Taskmaster figure, and there's a lot wrong with it. You know, Taskmaster is a master of styles, weapons, combat. Right? He only comes with a sword and a shield. Comes with 3 heads. Toy Galaxy was really happy because it's like his design harkens back to a lot of things that, you know, us as boys that grew up to be men that collected action figures. It's all shit that we love, you know, skulls and armor and swords and shields and, you know, more armor and, you know, masks and hoods. And he just looks like, he said, a space pirate. That's like what he looks like. And then he's got like the robotic, it's a metallic skull face, which is kind of harkening back to the old school design, but it's more of the newest version of his costume. And it's got these like plated pieces and lines where the mouth is, so it looks like almost like a robotic skull, which is dope. And we love robots, so once again, it's combination design wise of all these things we love. The problem with the figure is that like he's got the guns in the shoulder holsters. You can't take the pistols out. He doesn't have a knife. He doesn't have like, you know, his traditional broadsword. He doesn't have a bow and arrow of any sort, you know, like they could have crammed him with a bunch of different types of weapons, you know, and they chose not to. I almost got Scourge, or as they called him, Marvel's Demolition Man. Where the fuck did that come from? But anyway, like I almost got him. And I was like, man, I'll wait and I'll get him another time maybe. I'm not trying to start, you know, getting into Marvel Legends, and their bodies are very similar, you know, with similar armor and everything. But, you know, the point is that you're going to see a shitload of reviews because they're new and they're characters that a lot of us kind of wanted. Personally, I wanted an all-white version of Scourge, like from the 90s, when he first showed up with the hat and the cool trench coat and stuff and the suit. He was more gangster looking. I'd want a version of that, like armor, maybe white armor, white trench coat, hat, and then the mask that he's wearing now. You know what I mean? Like that shit was pretty cool. It was kind of unique. Um, it was almost like a super evil version of the evil, well, the white spy from Spy versus Spy. But you're gonna see anyway a shitload of reviews for those Marvel Legends because every time new Marvel Legends come out, people go ape shit. Quality notwithstanding, nobody's paying attention. Even on the Toy Galaxy review, and I'm only pointing him out because I love his reviews, and a lot of what he said is right. But there's some things in there that I'm just like, dude, no. He points out that the paint is done poorly. Um, I mean, that's the majority of a Marvel Legend, you know, because most of the time they don't really resculpt parts. And here it is that we get a design that we all like, but it's executed poorly. And they're like, he's like, don't worry about that. The fact that all these things exist on this one character, that's what you should be going apeshit for. And I'm saying to myself, it's sad when it's come to that. Um, but here we have figures of something from Japan, like Garo, like the you know, various common writers and stuff that are like superior in every single way: articulation, build quality, paint, accessory count, everything. You know what I'm saying? And nobody talks about it except for a few of us. Yet you look around, and anime and Japanese shit in general is so popular amongst Americans, of a certain age group. I won't even say a certain age group, just in America, period. I don't understand where that comes from. So, like this Full Metal Panic stuff, I like the designs, and I always have liked these designs. I just never really found. I never took the time to really watch the show. I think I watched like 2 or 3 episodes way back when, because the show's pretty old. It's been around for a couple of years, 4 or 5 years, something like that, and or it's been done for about 4 or 5 years. But never sat down and really watched past 1 or 2 episodes because all I wanted to see was the mechs. I wanted to watch the mechs do what they do. So I'm looking for this review. I can't find shit, and the reviews that I am finding, thank you for making them. But guys, like, you've got to have some kind of theatricality or some kind of presentation about it. I mean, people are going to look at this and it's got your name on it. You should want the shit to look good. And it's weird, I've noticed that like YouTube is full of people who, or videos, they get the props based on what they spoke about in the video. So like there's anime videos that are like just AMVs where they just took a bunch of random, images or random fight scenes or random whatever from an anime, and then put them to some nice music, and people are getting like 300,000 views for that because popular animes are in there. You actually didn't do anything except present it. YouTube isn't taking down those videos because the views are so high, and the person's getting a shitload of views. So if they monetize their, channel, which a lot of them have, they're getting paid. Meanwhile, there's a lot of us out there that we really work hard to edit original content, to shoot original content, to use original music and everything. And because a lot of what we're doing is not like flavor of the month type shit, it's not getting the attention that all these other guys are getting. What the fuck? It's called YouTube, not their tube. Why is it that everything is being regurgitated? I mean, and I'm kind of regurgitating because I'm buying a figure of a character that comes from something like that, but I'm usually giving you my take on that figure, along with a little history as to where the character came from and all that. So it's just a little frustrating that this is how things are. And I felt like I had to say something because for once, it actually applied to me. I wanted to, every now and then I want to see the figure in action. So I want to see what people think and how they used it. And when I can't find anything, I'm like, what the fuck? Like, this shouldn't be that difficult, So that's just my 2 cents on this thing that I keep seeing happen,